Pattaya City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility.
Stephan Turner, also from Chiang Mai, who came down, and I said, well, if you're coming down and he's giving the talk on child trafficking, you've got to give a talk on the gateway of theatre. All right, come on up, Stephan, share bits of your life, and because this is a big achievement. We don't have a proper theatre group in Pattaya anymore. There's no real theatre group either in Bangkok. There's comedy and improv and stuff. So well done, and over to you.
Like many of you, I found a life in Thailand, a home in Thailand. And one of the most rewarding aspects of the 20 years has been my continued involvement with the performing arts. It's been a journey of creativity, connection, discovery, and I've come all this way from Chiang Mai to share some of that experience with you all. My name is Stephan Turner, and I am the founder of the Gate Theatre Group of Chiang Mai, which is the first English language theater in northern Thailand. We have just finished our 18th season with the close of our Readers Theater production of Echoes of Mystery last month. Now, the next slide, please. Oh, I have control of that. All right, here we go. That's me. In one of my finer moments, not all that long ago. Now, here's a little bit about the organization. And we operate pretty much on the same principle as the Expats Club here in Pattaya and the Expats Club in Chiang Mai. As a matter of fact, I took the operating manual from the from the Chiang Mai Expats Club. And that is a way that we were able to become an ordinary partnership. So thank you, guys, for that. Artistic journey, I'm supposed to talk about myself. You see, my talk isn't only about human trafficking. I figured that it would probably be a good idea for you to know something about the person who's standing up here talking to you. So I'm going to give you a little bit about myself and my journey, and then at the end I'll have something to say about modern day slavery. So my career, the beginnings of my career happened in the city where I happened to have been born. I'll give you a couple of hints and maybe you can guess the name of my city. During the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and late 70s, we were the largest producer of steel in the nation of the United States. Not Pittsburgh. People think it's... Who said that? Shh. In 1957, there was a Broadway musical that came out, and it featured a very catchy little tune. It went like this. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. This is my city. Gary, Indiana is where I'm from. Now, the thing that really put Gary on the map, even more so than the Music Man, which is where that song comes from, is a performing family called the Jacksons. the Jackson Five. The Jackson family was from Gary, Indiana, who happened to live on Jackson Street. It wasn't named after their family, it was named after former President Jackson, but it just so happened that they lived on Jackson Street. So I had some photos today. I committed the mortal sin of putting my PowerPoint on a flash drive, and that is a no-no. So I don't have my complete presentation, but we have cannibalized it a bit, and I do have a few photos that I will be able to share. But before we do that, I would like to take you back maybe 15 years when we did our first YouTube video about the Gate Theater Group.
In the last 6 years, we've done 10, and now with bringing in space, that makes 11 shows under the Gate Theater Group banner.
Quite different now.
I saw it! You must be seeing things.
The first time I came to Chiang Mai, I went around the town. I thought it was a very quaint little city, and I immediately said, okay, well, where's the theater? You know, there must be a theater here. Where is it? I want to go. And to my surprise, there wasn't any. And so I said, well, maybe this is an opportunity to carry on doing what I've been doing for the last 30 years.
It's like a space that you could just create something in.
There's a flexibility to it, right? You know, it's like just a big space. You can turn it around. You can make it central. You can put up a stage. So I like the flexibility of it. I think it's a decent size. You can put on a fairly big production in here.
It's not about how it looks. It's about what it is. And what it is the people that come in and do things here.
We get to teach people and show people alternative theater. I think Thai people or anybody that comes to Chiang Mai would be interested in coming in and seeing something different. Theater that represents people of different cultures and different areas of the world.
I can't help you right now. I can't tell you. Doing these splits.
The type of work that you're doing with Nose to Nose and that Tim is doing with space, I'd like to see all kinds of work continue to be done by the Gate Theater.
I'm going over there. That's what you have to do.
I've never done anything quite like that before, so just to be able to explore what it is to create a character and without having lines, because I'm used to having lines and I memorize them and I get in the character and all that wonderful stuff, but I've never had to create a character without that.
Show me your best banana pose. Go.
I am an actor myself. I love the improvisational side of performance. So I think there was a nice balance between, you know, actually having some directly addressing the audience, and it brought out a lot of humor.
I used to be big. I used to be handsome.
Refreshing in the sense that it sort of inspired my imagination, and you know, to think, yeah, this is the way. This is theatre. This is what theatre is about.
Once we are nonprofit, then we can legally ask foundations, other arts groups, art groups from overseas, from the United States where I'm from. So hopefully through crowdfunding and the generosity of people who have supported us in the past and hopefully will continue to support us in the future, we'll get this thing done. Chiang Mai needs a professional English language theater company. Now we want to be that professional theater company in Chiang Mai, and we want to invite other artists to come here and work with us. So if you're an actor or a director, a singer, any type of performance artist, this will be an opportunity for you as well. If you'd like to visit Chiang Mai and pursue your passion in the arts, the Gate Theater Group will be here for you. The better you guys do, the better we'll do.
that was approximately 15 years ago. In that space of time, we have become a nonprofit organization, tax deductible in the United States. In Chiang Mai, there are no such organizations. In Chiang Mai, we survive off of ticket sales, sponsors, and donations. So it's not an easy task to keep this thing going. But we intend to do just that. Now, I'm going to click through some of the videos that I have. My talk might be a little bit disjointed, but let's see what we got. The genesis of the group, we talked a bit about that. This was in Gary, Indiana, before I moved to Chicago, where I formed my second theater company called Stage Actors Ensemble of Chicago. But this was taken in a building that was a city landmark called the City Methodist Church. And the City Methodist Church had fallen on hard times already when we moved in. However, today, that is the City Methodist Church. You might recognize it from a couple of horror movies, one of them being the Nightmare on Elm Street series and a couple of others. But right there in the bottom picture is where the theater was that we formed our first theater company in Gary, Indiana. Community building in Chiang Mai. This is for those of, how many have been to Chiang Mai? Oh, several of us. And you enjoy Pattaya more? Hands if you enjoy Pattaya more. Oh, you're thinking about the smog. Well, the smog didn't start this year until 4 days ago when I left town. So it's still a wonderful place to be. Yes. Okay, so my clicker isn't doing anything else. All right, mission. I won't read that. You can read that for yourselves. This is our mission. Okay, white screen. Community engagement and outreach. This is a group of people who form the steering committee for the Gate Theater Group. Okay, some of them have left, some of them have passed on, but in spirit, still with us. The photo on the left there is from the very first Chiang Mai International Fringe Festival that we had in 2020. It was supposed to be an annual happening, but then COVID hit, and we've not been able to put on another one since, but it's still on our list of things to do. The picture up on the right there, that is a stage acting workshop photo. I conduct stage acting workshops for folks who are interested in learning to act and learning to behave properly on stage. Current projects and future plans. Okay, Jerry, shall I talk about our future plan now?
Certainly.
All right. I've known Jerry for a number of years. I first met Jerry and became aware of the Rotary Club in Chiang Mai when Jerry came out to see one of our productions. One of his first comments to me was, why don't you come up with something that would help the Rotary Club and we can work on it and support it together. And that happened, it must have been at least 10 years ago. And I said, okay, Jerry, I'll give that some thought. Nothing happened. But then Jerry changed tacks a bit, and now he is representing the Rotary against modern-day slavery. And the same question came up again. Why don't you write something to help support this cause? And I thought, well, yeah, you know, now that's going to give me something to work with. And so I started writing this play 2 years ago. And it's still not finished, but it's on my desk and it's waiting for a hopeful ending. And I'm here today because Jerry is here. And I'm taking some time away from Chiang Mai so that I can sit down and finish the script. The script will have its first reading, public reading, not performance, on May 31st, which happens to be my birthday. We are scheduled to do performances in July. What's that?
My birthday.
Your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stick around. I'm sure that you will get word way down here in the South that this is going on, and perhaps the Chiang Mai Expats Club might be interested in having us come down here and give you a performance. I've been trying to get down to Pattaya for the last 5 years with productions. Before COVID hit, we were having a lot of discussions about the Gate Theater bringing plays to Pattaya with the Pattaya Players, I believe it was called. But then COVID hit and everything stopped. So we must get back into that discussion again, because Ren tells me you have no live English language theater, and we are ready to fulfill that need. We travel. Okay, let me see if I can bring this to a sensible conclusion. I want to tell you about, just let me make sure I have no more slides. One of our biggest supporters, the veterans of foreign wars, the VFW. They support the Gate Theater Group, and they are sponsors for us for the last 4 years. And if you would like to become a sponsor, Chiang Mai Expats Club, please give it a thought. And you can reach us, Gate Theater, gmail.com. We're all over the internet. If you type in the Gate Theater Chiang Mai, you will find page after page about who we are, what we do, and where we're located. If you need even more information, check this out. Take a picture of that. We would really appreciate it. Okay, so I think that's the end of my slides, and so I'm going to bring this to a close. I have a short excerpt from the play Restive Souls, and I'll tell you about the play a bit. Restive Souls is a gripping one-act drama. It's a docudrama that unearths the brutal truths of human trafficking, exposing the realities of forced labor and exploitation that ensnares countless lives. It isn't just a performance. It is a call to confront the shadows of our society and ignite the fight for freedom. Through the relentless investigations of Detective Max Soto, the audience is drawn into the raw and unflinching stories of 5 survivors, 4 women and 1 man, who endure the unimaginable and have found the strength to reclaim their voices. This is Max Soto speaking now. What is a restive soul? What is a restive soul? A restless spark, invisible but alive. It pulls us into this world, living, drives us to survive, clawing our way through no matter what the odds. Sometimes it's the only thing keeping us from slipping under. 17 years down dark alleys, tracking shadows most of you never even imagined. I've seen families ripped apart, lives that cling to safety shredded into nothing. I've watched good people, innocent people, broken, held together by threads so thin you think they disappear if you blink. And the numbers would make your blood run cold. Every year, 600,000 men, women, children, swallowed whole by the darkness that's right here, right under our feet. 5,000 of them won't see the end of this year. 5,000. But we don't talk about that, do we? No. Too many choose not to look. Maybe it's easier that way. Pretend these lives didn't slip away right in front of us. They disappear in silence, slipping through cracks that most of us refuse to see. But that ends now. We're done turning a blind eye. We're going to dive in and uncover and hunt for justice. If there's any left to find, and it all begins here, in these walls of justice, where freedom is supposed to breathe. Welcome to Restive Souls. I'm going to end with my motto that all of my acting students learn, and I won't need the microphone for this, I hope. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shades. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Questions? Any questions for the gentleman before we go away? No?
All right, I had a feeling there wouldn't be any questions. So, that looks too precarious for me. All right, thank you so much for coming down, and thank you to your support act over there. We have a small token of our appreciation.